Welcome to another edition of Sports with Royalty. I'm your host, Cornelius. Welcome to another jam-packed episode. Plenty to get to. NFL recap from the whole week of NFL, scores, my thoughts, and also I'm going to end it with my top 5 wide receivers of all time. It might shock you, might disagree, but this is my opinion, who I think is best wide receivers I've ever seen. With that being said, let's get it going. And I don't know about y'all, championships do matter sometimes, especially when it goes with the talent. Just wanted to throw that in there. On Thursday's game, the Steelers and Bengals. The Steelers fall to the Bengals 31-33. Aaron Rodgers 23-34, 249, 4 TDs, 2 picks. Flacco 31-47, 342, 3 TDs, no picks. Huge win for the Bengals. Get traded within the division. Mike Tomlin didn't seem to be so happy about that. Trade from Cleveland. Flacco comes in, balls out on a Thursday night, gets the win over the Steelers. Kudos to the Bengals. The Eagles versus the Vikings. Eagles 28, Vikings 22. Jalen Hurts 19-23, 326, 3 TDs, no picks. Hell of a game for Eagles. Bounce back like I figured they would. Just too much talent. They're the defending champions. So of course they're going to have some stumbles, but when Jalen Hurts is playing like this, man, it's very hard to beat the Eagles. Just flawless. That's why they're the champs, man. Saquon, big ups to the Eagles. I got to give it up. They did their thing. Patriots 31, Titans 13. Drake May, very impressed with him. I've been impressed with this New England quarterback, I tell you. 21 of 23, 222 yards, 2 TDs, no turnovers. He doesn't turn the ball over. He plays within the system. He does what he's supposed to do. Great job by this guy, man. Been watching him. I told y'all for weeks. This Patriots quarterback is one of the biggest reasons why this Patriots team is doing their thing right now. Panthers 13, Jets 6. Bryce Young continues to try to do better. 15-25, 138, 1 TD. Didn't turn the ball over. Dolphins 6, Browns 31. Gabriel, no touchdowns, but threw for 116 yards. The Dolphins continue to have a horrible season. I don't think Tua will be there next year. I don't know what his contract is. I don't know what it is, but I don't know, man. And it's just not looking good. This is not the Tua we're accustomed to seeing. Miami is really, really struggling this year. I actually had them winning this game. I don't know why, but I did. But I just any given Sunday, you could get beat in the NFL. Every game is going to be, difficult depending on who you play. But the Dolphins really looking bad this year. Saints 14, Bears 26. Caleb, 172 yards, didn't throw a TD, 1 pick. Raiders got shut out by the Chiefs 31-0. Mahomes 26-35, 286, 3 TDs, no picks. Colts 38, Chargers 24. Daniel Jones 23 of 34, 288, 2 TDs, no picks. Justin Herbert 37-55, 420, 3 TDs, 2 picks. Shout out to the Colts, man, who continue to win regardless of not getting too much press. The Indianapolis Colts continue their winning ways again. Packers 27, Cardinals 23, Jordan Love 179 yards, 1 TD. Brissett 23-36, 279, 2 TDs, no picks. But the Packers, in a very close game, it got the victory. The Washington Commanders 22, the Dallas Cowboys 44. Now, Dak Prescott is balling out, right? Everybody's putting him in here MVP candidate. 0 turnovers in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Balling out. The number 1 offense. So, I don't want y'all to talk about the Super Bowl yet, Cowboys fans. Don't do this to yourself. This another year. You know how y'all get. The Washington Commanders was out 3 of their top receivers. Okay? Just keep playing. Stop putting them in the Super Bowl after 3 weeks. That's what happens. And then you get mad at Stephen A for the trolling, but every year it happens exactly the way he says. You got to start. You got to change that. It's every year is your year, and I'm one of those people. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm gonna keep it 100 on my channel. But I'm a rival I'm a 49er fan, so I'm not. Just put it like this: anybody who knows me know I'm not a Cowboy fan at all, nowhere near. But I have to give credit where credit is due, and they're playing well right now. But pump the brakes. Dak is who is really balling out. I give y'all that. He deserves it. You know, the defense can't stop nobody though. So until you straighten that out, we'll see. Okay, Cowboys nonetheless get a huge victory. Okay, the Buccaneers 9, the Lions 24. I actually had the Buccaneers winning. My Super Bowl pick is the Lions, but you can't win every game. You can't win every game, and so they do hold it down at home. Baker Mayfield 28 or 58, 228, 1 TD, 1 pick. Jared Goff 2029, 241, 1 TD, 1 pick. Baker Mayfield still in a MVP race in a lot of people's mind. Playing very well this year with the Buccaneers. So the Lions do handle their business at home. In a thriller, the Giants 32, the Broncos 33. I actually picked the Giants to upset the Broncos, and I actually had the game. Broncos 33 points in the fourth quarter. That's unheard of. 33 points in the fourth quarter to win the football game. Being down the entire game in the fourth quarter. It just goes to show you how many quarters are in a game. It's 4 of them. So when you don't play in the fourth quarter, you lose. And that's exactly what happened to the Giants. Heartbreaking loss for the Giants, but they still have promise. Their quarterback, Dart, pretty good. 15 to 33, 283, 3 TDs, 1 pick. Bo Nix, 27 50, 279, 2 TDs, no picks. Both of the youngsters balled out. That was the game of the day to me. The Giants and the Broncos put on the show. Great game by both teams. They pick up the victory. Broncos showing their resilience as always. Got smacked in the mouth, full quarter. They've been doing it all year, man. Just coming back. Yep. Texas fall to the Seahawks. My 49ers, 20 to 10 over the Falcons. If the offensive line continues to block, and this is the best Christian McCaffrey I saw all year. If this offensive line continues to play like this, look out. I was down last week. Of course I'm down. You lose Fred Warner, who's showing up to the meeting still, in the locker room, waiting on the teammates, shaking their hand. The presence is still felt. Presence is still felt. Great leader. Great leader. And this team is going to rally around him. But this offensive line is what I've been waiting for to show itself. Open those holes up and let CMC do what he do. And they look good the other night. The 49ers with a big victory. They 5-2. So good job. Rams 35. Jacksonville Jaguars 7. I thought Jacksonville would pull this off. They've been looking okay, but they got destroyed today. Matthew Stafford, 21 of 33, 182, 5 touchdowns for Matthew Stafford today. And they just Trevor Lawrence, 23 48, 296, 1 TD, no pick. But Matthew Stafford balled out. Handled his business. 5 touchdowns for Matthew Stafford against that Jaguar defense, who looked very good at the beginning of the year. But he straight smoked them, man. That's a good job by Matthew Stafford. It's just I'm gonna go a little more on my top wide receivers. I'm gonna give y'all some more. But I'm gonna start with my top 5 wide receivers. My opinion, I feel like these are the best. And it's gonna shock some people on these lists that I got, but I'm gonna give y'all 3 lists. I'm gonna start the wide receiver. My number 5 wide receiver of all time, a physical specimen. He was great. He holds the single season record still for the most yards by a receiver in the season. Truly a gifted wide receiver. Uh, One of the best, in my opinion. My number 5 wide receiver of all time is Megatron, Calvin Johnson from the Detroit Lions. Just unbelievable, man. I've seen this dude so many times catch the ball. He was tall, strong, catch the ball in the middle of coverage on 2 guys. Don't it just he was hell to bring down. Even in college, man, at Georgia Tech, he always performed. I often wanted to wish he could have kept playing or at least had a chance to go further in his career and accomplish more. But he accomplished a lot. He's a top 5 receiver in my opinion. I think that he's proven it. He proved it over the years, and I think that Calvin Johnson should be remembered as one of the best receivers ever, and I think he is. So Calvin Johnson, Megatron, is my number 5 wide receiver of all time. Number 4. This is where people might disagree with me, and trust me, I've never been a fan of the team. They rivals. I told you, probably my most. I'm with the, but I gotta be honest with you. When it was time to make a play, he made a play. His postseason, probably Jerry Rice is the only person that probably did more in the postseason than him. The most 100-yard games as a receiver, 11 in a season. You don't get called the playmaker and not be one of the best wide receivers ever. Even though you play with the Cowboys. Even though you're a rival. I often used to celebrate when the Cowboys would lose. But you know what? That man, 88, when they wanted to move the chains, they threw it to 88. 3 Super Bowl rings. Team of the 90s, they were. I just got to be real. Michael Irvin is my number 4. Yes, a Cowboy. Really? Yes. Michael Irvin, to me, is the number 4 best wide receiver to ever play football. And he got the rings to prove it. The postseason is when he played at his best, even though he was one of the best wide receivers. And you can go get a lot of receivers that got more numbers. You can go get a lot of receivers that was faster. But when it came down to what mattered the most and what you chasing in professional sports, that's when Michael Irvin showed up the most. You want to win a Super Bowl? Michael Irvin showing up. In the playoffs, you don't get called the playmaker for nothing. When it was time to show up, Michael Irvin showed up. Week after week after week. Good human being, but he's a hell of a player. Yes, Michael Irvin, to me, number 4, wide receiver to ever play football. You can take your numbers all you want to take. That's fine. Career got cut short. Hey, when it was time to make a play, everybody got the numbers. They matter. Trust me. But so does the hardware, and so does when I need you to show up at this pivotal moment. Can you show up? Everybody can go for numbers, but what do we play for? Nobody wants to retire and have all these numbers and don't get to have that there, because he was better than a lot of these receivers, especially in crunch time. So I have to give it to Michael Irvin, number 4. Number 3 wide receiver of all time, in my opinion. This is where it's gonna get tricky, and people might disagree. I got Randy Moss, number 3. Straight freak, athletic. No doubt in my mind that Randy Moss is a top 5 receiver. A lot of people got him number 1. Goated. Hey, I understand. Track. I'll never forget that game against the Cowboys that season. They didn't draft him either. Oh, he ate. But Randy Moss, single season touchdown record. He broke Jerry Rice's record with 23. What can you say about Randy Moss? Just throw the ball. Just throw the ball deep. World class speed. Hell of an athlete. Amazing wide receiver. There's a reason why a lot of people got him number one. He deserves all of the love that he gets. Randy Moss is one of the best players ever to play football. And like I said, he probably number one on a lot of people's list. I got him at number 3. Randy Moss was a freak of nature. When he got to the 49ers toward the tail end of this year, I wish he could have got that ring. We would never get it to him. But Randy Moss, my number 3 wide receiver of all time. My number 2 wide receiver. And I put this in consideration. I went back and forth between these two. But I ended up choosing Terrell Owens, to me, is number 2. More yards, by 600 some more catches, a couple more more yards. They both got the same, about 153 touchdown for T.O., 156 for Randy Moss. T.O. just gave it everything he had all the time. That means something. T.O. This guy caught 20 passes in one game. 20. Super Bowl. Wasn't supposed to even be playing. Out there with a broken leg, ankle. Still had 9 catches for $122 in the Super Bowl. The man was just relentless. You call him what you want to, what he do this to this team. When Terrell Owens is on the field and you throw him the ball, he gonna make something happen. The guy was just unbelievable, man. A lot of people just don't want to put their personal feelings aside and realize just how great this guy is. Right there with Jerry. He just followed in his footsteps on the same team, became one of the best receivers ever, no matter where he played. It's Terrell Owens was just that guy to me. And I think that Terrell Owens deserves his flowers. And, so I'm giving him his flowers. I think Terrell Owens is the second best receiver that I've ever seen lace up the cleats. And we all know who number 1 is. To me, the best football player I've ever seen. The incomparable Jerry Rice. Mississippi Valley State, 49ers draft, 1985. Got a chance to meet my favorite player in person one day. Outside of a Greenville, Mississippi mall, a friend of mine, he was just driving by and he said hi. I said, hey, Jerry. The friend of mine was a Cowboy fan, so he wanted to try to yell a little remarks and stuff. Get on out of here. It was an honor and a privilege to meet Jerry Rice. It was around Christmas time. He was taking pictures with some kids and stuff. So, Jerry Rice, the GOAT, of course. If you look up any receiving category and see who's leading, his name gonna pop up. The person that's second behind him in receptions, they need another 7,000 yards to even catch him. I mean, the man is the GOAT. More receiving touchdowns than anybody. More touchdowns than any player in history. He got 208 touchdowns. The closest person to him probably what? 150 something? I mean, the man found the end zone. He was not the fastest wide receiver, but there was no catching Jerry Rice from behind. Once he got through there and got to running, he was gone. Whether it was in Soldier Field, Chicago, San Francisco, it didn't matter where he was, where he went. The Superdome, no matter. I don't even believe it's a team he never scored against. But Jerry Rice, to me, the best wide receiver to ever lace him up. Not even you could go the numbers when you lead in every category and then you got 3 rings to go with it. Hey, need I say more? Championships got to matter too, man. Especially when you add them up with how good you are. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Jerry Rice is the best receiver ever. Now, since I went through those scores so fast, I'm still gonna give y'all a couple more. I'm gonna give y'all my top 5 quarterbacks of all time. Yeah, this gonna be interesting right here. Top 5 quarterbacks of all time. Number 5, John Elway. Rifle arm. The drive in Cleveland. You leave John Elway time on the clock, you're asking to lose. The guy was just clutch. To me, he had probably the strongest arm I ever saw. John Elway. It was good to see him bounce back. He had lost some Super Bowls late in his career. To end his career with back-to-back championships was you couldn't end it no better way. John Elway, number 5 quarterback, in my opinion, of all time. The guy was sensational. Rocket arm. It looked like those balls could really hurt some. It's just an arm strength. The arm strength of Elway is the thing that really just used to blow me away. His arm is stronger than most anybody, man. John Elway, my number 5 quarterback. And he probably in everybody's top 5 of all time. Number 4. The Golden Boy. Well, not the Golden Boy. You can say the Golden Boy. But to me, the guy was just flawless throwing the football. Great. The numbers don't lie. He's up there in every category. Straight baller as a quarterback. The great Dan Marino. Dan Marino, my number 4 quarterback of all time. The guy was just very, very, very accurate. That's one thing about Dan Marino that don't get talked about. Very accurate with the football, and the fling and the zip on his throws was just so pretty, man. Duper and Clayton just run up under. It's like they was running up under a drone. It's just right into their hands. If you've never seen Dan Marino play, go back and look, man. The guy, hell of a quarterback. Hell of a quarterback. Amazing. 40, 48, 49 touchdowns in one season. He had set their record for that. That lasted for a while. But Dan Marino was just great in the pocket. His feet work. The zip he had on the ball, he can get rid of it quick. The fake he did on the jets to spike the ball and then just zipped it to it. The dude is just, hey, Dan Marino, man. Great quarterback. One of the best all time. And I think the only thing he didn't get to have is the ring, but he's just that good. See, you can say rings, but sometimes that man is too talented. Too talented. Sometimes the talent, hey, it's undeniable. Dan Marino, my number 4 quarterback of all time. Number 3. To me, this guy was like a coach playing quarterback. It's like he was drawing up the plays as the coach and then going out there getting in the huddle and doing the play. Peyton Manning, a genius mind of football. Watching him diagram and put everybody in position and do the things that he did was just magnificent. Peyton Manning was truly, truly magnificent. Great quarterback. He got a lot of flack because people were saying he was a regular season quarterback. He kept his team in the thick of things every year. Just a beautiful football mind. Just absolutely. It's almost as like I said. It's almost as if it was unfair. He was a coach playing the position of football. It's not like he needed so much. He knew just as much as the coaches. Film study, his preparation, everything about Peyton Manning was just sharp, and he kept it intact. His communication with the linemen, his IQ, football IQ is just out of this world. Probably the smartest quarterback it ever was. Peyton Manning, my number 3 quarterback of all time. Shout out to Peyton, man. He deserves it. Everybody know that. Top 5 on everybody's list should be. Number 2, This is where I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, but that's fine. This is my list. Now, arguably the GOAT. If you say he the GOAT, hey, it's not much of an argument. But he number 2 on my list. Tom Brady. Yes, number 2 on my list. Probably should be number 1 on everybody's list possibly, but that's why it's my list. See, because I ain't done. 7 rings. Hall of Famer. All-time leader in passing yards. All-time leader in touchdowns in a season. How can you not put him number 1 on your list? This Tom Brady. Arguably the GOAT, man. I mean, what can you say about Tom Brady, man? That's what he did was win football games, and did it in spectacular fashion, and revolutionized the game, taking over for Bledsoe in '04, and then pretty soon becoming a household name and doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? The only team that ever went undefeated in a season, he was the quarterback. It's just amazing what he did. Tom Brady is the equivalent of what a quarterback should be in the NFL. Excuse me. The man was just magnificent. Inclement weather, New England. Nothing like watching a New England playoff game and you can see everybody breathing because it's cold. It didn't stop Brady. When you go to Foxborough, it's hard for you to get out of there with a W. You know what I mean? A lot of times, the rival with him and the coach, the Peyton Manning, they got in the coach's tail a couple times until they finally got him. But Tom Brady is my number 2 quarterback of all time. Why? Joe Cool, number 1, man. Hey, one of the biggest reasons I became a Niner fan, along with Rice, Joe, man. Joe Montana, the Golden Boy. 1977 National Championship, University of Notre Dame. Shout out to the Irish. 1977 National Championship, San Francisco 49ers. Won his first title 4 years later as a pro, 81. Super Bowl champion. 84, come right back and led his team to a Super Bowl again. He said, what? How about 88? 4 Super Bowls. He got them all in the 80s. He said, I'm going to go and get my 4. But I ain't going to lose now. And when I'm done, I'm going to be one of the top 2 or top 3 quarterbacks of all time. Probably, and when it comes to players, I might be top 5. Joe Montana, man. For me, you got to just understand what that guy did for the league, and just at his time, just nobody better than Joe. You know what I mean? Tom used to go to the games to watch him, and you know it's just something special. Joe Montana was special, man. I don't know how else to put it. You know what I'm saying? You could easily, if I didn't have Joe Montana number 1, who would be number 1? The guy that's number 2. So you can flip them however you want to flip them. They're the 2 best quarterbacks ever to me, without a doubt. You know what I mean? So, I want to just put that out there. I feel like, you know, I don't know what people have their different criteria on different things and whatnot, but you know, it's all about who you like. You make your own list, and you know it might match somebody, it might not. But I'm gonna finish this out with the running backs now. Yeah, I made the show a little longer. This might surprise some people too. My top five running backs of all time. Number 5, Adrian Peterson. Single game rushing yards. He broke that record. Adrian Peterson was an animal. Between the tackles, he'll run you over. Then he'll outrun you. Just portrait in motion. The guy was just an animal out there. Adrian Peterson is my number 5 running back of all time. Why? Because that boy was a dog. Ever since he was at Oklahoma. Adrian Peterson, what I like about Adrian Peterson is he's a good breakaway runner. He hits the hole with so much power and so much quickness that once he gets to a certain level, he gonna leave the linebackers behind. And he on to the safeties. Catch me if you can. Nothing like watching Adrian Peterson break a run. It's the most beautiful thing ever. Adrian Peterson, man, deserve his flowers. I think he was great. I think the guy was just tremendous. He was a hell of a baller. His running style was beautiful. Him breaking tackles and running over people when need be, gracefully. The guy was just that good. So shout out to Adrian Peterson, my number 5 running back all time. Number 4, another Cowboy at number 4 on my list of running backs this time. Emmitt Smith, the all-time leading rusher, running behind one of the best offensive lines ever. I've never known a more popular offensive line than the Dallas Cowboys teams of the 90s offensive lines. Williams and all those guys. Newton, everybody. But nonetheless, Emmitt Smith did what he had to do, and he did it well. Shout out to Emmitt Smith. He's my number, to me, he's the number 4 best running back I've seen all time because he did what he did. He just broke tackles. He would get to the next level also. He just knew how to get to those creases, make guys miss, because Emmitt was a lot stronger than most people thought. And he was. He broke tackles. So shout out to Emmitt Smith. Yeah, you're a Cowboy, but it is what it is. You have to keep it 100. And I think you are, sir, a top 5 running back. And most people probably think I got you too low. But hey, it is what it is. Number 4, Emmitt Smith. My number 3, running back of all time, in my opinion, it will be Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders. Man, a joy to walk. A joy to watch. A joystick. Tecmo Bowl. That's Barry Sanders in real life. Had the best season I've ever seen for a running back in college, Oklahoma State. Then in the pros, the guy would make defensive linemen fall into each other and fall over like dominoes. The juking. The guy he was fast. Barry Sanders is my number 3 running back of all time. Just so great at what he did. And he did it time and time and time again. Greatness after great play after great play after great play. Running the football. Barry Sanders was just such a joy to watch, man. And if you had to just grow up watching just to understand how great this man was. So I'm giving Barry Sanders my number 3 slot. Number 2, gotta pay homage to the vets, to the one that paved the way, the great Jim Brown, man. Jim Brown, man. Before all of them, it was him. For the Cleveland Browns, Jim Brown. A little bit before my time, but I still do my research. I understand, and I know that the guy is truly great. Hey, man, I study and I look at old games still now. The other day I was looking at Oklahoma. I looked at a few games. I looked at Miami, Notre Dame game from '88. I looked at Oklahoma national championship game against Ohio State a couple years ago. I look at old games still, and and I like to look at I like to look at teams' seasons and stuff like that. Just going back doing my research. You know what I mean? You got to actually have watched these games, and a lot of times to come up with it. It's your opinion, but yet still you can't just go off your opinion. You have to actually have saw and to give your opinion also. But yes, Jim Brown is my number 2 running back of all time. Truly graceful, and he held the record for most rushing touchdowns for decades until my number 1 running back broke it. My favorite running back of all time, and to me, the number 1 running back ever in the history of NFL, the late great Walter Payton. Sweetness, need I say more? Tap dancing, running through them, hard to bring down, the leaping over the piles. The guy was phenomenal. Nothing like watching Walter Payton. Just great, gracefully running down the field. Hard to tackle. That '85 Bear team was so great. One of the best teams ever. Peyton was truly the man. My favorite running back all time, man. Much love to Walter Payton, man. Rest in peace. You are the GOAT, sir, to me. That's my show. Thank y'all for watching. I will be back soon. Been busy, man. I drop a video. Just the channel just growing right now. Hey, I did this before, so it's new to me. It's another channel I'm starting, but it's strictly sports. I'm gonna do my thing. I appreciate y'all for watching. Whoever come across this video, I appreciate you. God bless. Till next time.